The movie begins late at night in New York City. A young woman quietly puts on her underwear, fixes her makeup, and walks over to meet a man she just slept with. But instead of romance, she wipes blood from his mouth. She had cut his throat. She carefully wipes away her fingerprints and leaves him in the hotel room. Her name is Hazel. 20 years later, Hazel runs a small, quiet diner in Las Vegas. She serves boring, everyday customers who don't know anything about her dark past. One day, a police officer comes in, and Hazel quietly tells him his meal is free. Her teenage daughter Joy sees this and asks why. Hazel says she's trying to stay on good terms with the police in case she ever needs their help quickly. Their talk becomes serious when Hazel sees Joy's boyfriend sitting at a table. Hazel clearly doesn't like him. Noticing this, Joy makes a surprising request. She wants to take her college savings and run away with him to start a new life. Hazel says no. She thinks it's a bad idea and tells Joy to break up with him, calling him trouble. But Joy disagrees. She says her mom is wrong about him. They argue until Joy finally says she'll leave with him, with or without the money. Later that day, a man finishes his meal but admits he can't pay. Joy is furious, calling him a scammer. Hazel steps in. The man says he's homeless. Without hesitation, Hazel offers him a dishwashing job and a room. He introduces himself as Elliot. Meanwhile, Joy's boyfriend keeps pestering her for money. When she tells him to find another way, he insists on using her college savings. The next day, while Hazel is serving her usual chatterbox customers, she notices Joy walking in, hiding behind sunglasses. Concerned, Hazel rushes over, rips off the shades, and sees her daughter's bruised eye.
Mom, don't hurt him. His family's dangerous.
But Hazel is already fuming. Back home, she throws on a sleek dress, grabs a hidden gun, and storms off. She finds Joy's boyfriend at a repair shop, laughing with a mechanic. When she demands a private talk, he mocks her. That's a mistake. Hazel punches him square in the face, then follows with a kick that knocks him down. When the mechanic tries to step in, she blasts him with pepper spray. With the boyfriend bleeding, Hazel pulls her gun and demands he follow her. He refuses, so she fires a shot near his ear. Shaken, he obeys. At her car, she tosses his phone and ties him up in the trunk. Then she drives deep into the Vegas desert. They arrive at a grave. Hazel pushes him in. She reveals she dug it the first day she met him because she knew he'd eventually hurt Joy. Without another word, she shoots him, leaves the body exposed, and drives off. The next morning, Joy tries contacting her boyfriend. Nothing. She asks her mom what happened. Hazel lies, saying they argued and he left town. Joy doesn't buy it. Worse, she warns that his family are violent criminals who will come for revenge. Hazel remains calm. After Joy storms off, Elliot notices Hazel upset and tries to comfort her. But their moment is interrupted when they spot a man outside snapping photos of Elliot. Hazel runs out to confront him, but the man drives away. That night, Elliot tries sneaking out, only to run into Hazel again. She asks about the man, but Elliot says he knows nothing. When she pushes about his past, he says he'll talk, but only if she shares her own history. Hazel declines. Later that night, Hazel sees the same photographer staking out their place. She tails him to a motel, sneaks into his room, and knocks him out cold. When he wakes up, he's staring down the barrel of her gun. She demands answers. He says he's a freelance journalist investigating Elliot. He reveals that Elliot once killed someone and is now on the run. He points to his laptop. Hazel finds a news article. Elliot, once a celebrated heart surgeon, killed his girlfriend in a drunk driving crash. He served 4 years in prison. Now he's hiding from the past. Hazel grabs the man's laptop. "Show your face in my diner again," she warns, "and I'll use your nuts for chili." Life returns to normal at the diner. Hazel keeps serving her regulars, but when she sees Joy crying over the missing boyfriend, she tries to comfort her. Joy walks out. As Hazel follows, she runs into an old associate outside. It's Phil, and he's got news. Their former boss is being released from prison. "When?" she asks. "Tomorrow night." She instantly knows why Phil showed up. He gives her a location and tells her to be there. She agrees. But as she walks back in, Phil compliments her on raising Joy, a comment that clearly stings. The next morning, over breakfast, Hazel tells Elliot about her run-in with the reporter and shows him the files. Elliot admits he once operated on the journalist's father and failed. The man has been seeking revenge ever since, digging up dirt on Elliot. After hearing his side, Hazel leans in. She has a favor to ask. She pleads with Elliot to watch over her daughter for one night while she's out of town. It's not for pleasure, she says, it's something serious. He agrees. That evening, she honors her appointment and reconnects with Phil, who takes her to see the boss. The boss is delighted to see her after 2 decades. He recalls how he found her living on the streets at 15, took her in, trained her, and turned her into a lethal assassin. After sharing that memory, he makes his intentions clear. He wants her back in the game. He offers a massive advance for a single job eliminate a client named Perry. But she declines. I know I owe you, she says, but I just can't. Then he mentions her daughter and hints that he knows about her daughter's missing boyfriend. The veiled threat is enough. She understands and reluctantly agrees. Later that night, Hazel heads to a casino to observe her target, Perry, without being noticed. When she returns home, she shares drinks with Elliot and opens up a bit about her past, her addiction, the man who saved her, and how he ended up controlling her entire life. After their emotional exchange, the two become intimate. The next day, she meets Elliot again and tells him she's leaving town that night. Once again, she asks him to take care of her daughter, and he promises he will. That evening, she dresses to impress and returns to the casino. She casually bumps into Perry, who is surprised but happy to see her. He invites her to his private suite. While he talks about his work, she subtly slips something into his drink. Just as he's about to take a sip, he brings up the past, how she disappeared after their night together all those years ago. He confesses that he still has feelings for her. This rattles her. Right before he drinks, she snatches the glass and kisses him. As they're kissing, someone knocks at the door. While he steps away to answer it, Hazel discreetly hides the drink. When he returns, they share another kiss and agree to meet again soon. She goes back to her routine at the diner, with Elliot still working in the kitchen. What she doesn't know is that Elliot is actually working undercover for the boss, keeping tabs on her. The boss instructs him to report everything. One day, a police officer mentions to Hazel the rising number of missing teenage girls in the area. She asks the chef if he knows anything, but he denies it. The cop urges her to notify them if she hears anything. Soon after, Phil shows up and reminds her that Perry is leaving town soon. It's now or never. When she hesitates, he reminds her of what's at stake, her daughter. Frustrated, she storms off. Elliot follows her and offers comfort. She breaks down, admits she has to go away again, and begs him once more to look after her daughter. He hugs her, but she pulls back and leaves. Immediately after, Elliot texts the boss, letting him know Hazel is making her move. That night, Hazel quietly checks on her daughter while she sleeps, then heads out. She stops by Elliot's place, telling him she has one final job. He tries to dissuade her, but she insists. As she drives off, he updates the boss. Meanwhile, Perry, waiting in a hotel room, receives a mysterious package. Inside is a photo of Joy. He realizes she's his daughter, born from that night 20 years ago. Before he can process it, his wife barges in. He quickly lies, saying the room setup is for their anniversary. Elsewhere, Hazel changes course. Instead of going to Perry, she drives to her former boss's hideout. She takes out one of the guards, which the boss sees via a security camera. He sends Phil to handle it, but Hazel ambushes Phil and kills him. She advances further inside. The boss waits with a gun, but she anticipates his move and shoots him in the arm. He tries to sway her, revealing that Elliot is one of his agents, but she's unmoved. Instead, she calmly calls him Dad, before ending his life. Covered in blood, she returns home and immediately washes up. She quietly checks on her daughter once again. The next morning, she walks past Elliot and ignores his hello, which makes him confused. While getting ready for work, her daughter gives her a hug, but just as Hazel is about to leave, she hears a soft sound. She turns around and sees Joy's boyfriend, the one people thought was missing, alive, with blood on his face. He signals her to stay quiet, and she agrees. Then Joy calmly asks her mom for the car keys. Hazel gives them to her. Joy takes a pill from her mom and leaves. At work, Hazel starts taking orders, but then notices the chef is missing. She goes outside and sees a man attacking the chef. Hazel runs in and fights the man off. Right after, another man tries to grab a teenage girl nearby. Hazel steps in to stop him. Then, a third man shows up and shoots her. Hazel is badly hurt and can't move. She lies there, watching everything fall apart around her. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.